All right, welcome back. Let's take a look at problems 30 through 32, the very last of our second 6-week segment for our class. A couple things about triangles and triangle congruence. So I ran out of time on the last one. So problem number 30 we're looking at. This is one of those things where when you pop in that reflexive property, these both have something in common that's kind of important. Notice that is an angle followed by a side and a side. This is an angle followed by a side and a side. That same thing happens here. We have an angle followed by a side and a side. And remember, ASS is one of those things that we definitely don't want to use. We don't have that. And it says if they are congruent, then why? And we're going to actually say no, they are not in this case, that there was insufficient. It's not that they can't be, it's that we just can't conclude that they are. We just don't know. There's certain things that we know that are true, and some things that we're like, it could be true, but I don't have enough information to know. And that's this case right here. Now, ironically, this is still a yes, which is very important. We actually don't like to call this one angle side side because it's a right triangle. This is actually known as a hypotenuse, and that is called a leg. So that's the outlier story, is if you ever have a right triangle where we have the hypotenuse as a known quantity and either one of these things known as a leg, we don't call that ASS, we call that HL because that's a specific case where angle side side does work. Okay, 32, we're going to be done. This will be a quickie. I would like to find the measure of angle RQP, which is RQP, this guy right here. But keep in mind what we're dealing with is this is still a nice triangle, and triangles always sum to 180 degrees. So if we would put all this together, 15 x's and 4 more x's make 19 x's. 65 and 5 makes 70, and 70 minus 4 is 66. And somehow those also add up to 180. So again, if we were to subtract 66 from both sides, I get 19x equals, I believe it's 114. And I think our answer is going to be 6 if I'm remembering right. But 114 divided by 19, I got x equals 6. But keep in mind, I actually didn't want to know what x is. I wanted to know the measure of that angle. And remember, that Q is my vertex, and it should be right in the middle. So that angle would be 4 of those x's plus 5, where we just determined that x was 6. So that would be 24 and 5, which makes 29. So the measure of that angle would be 29. And the last, what is the length of FH if FG, that's interesting, is 26? And that's a little interesting because I am looking at this and I do not see that question there to know even how to answer this. I feel like that is probably hanging there. And it's really not supposed to be part of that. That's funny. This is just like part of a question that I don't really have any idea how to answer that. Or maybe I do. FG and PQ, huh? FG is 28. Oh, there we go. So if FG is 28, now I know what's going on. FG is 26. That means PQ is also 26. Oh, I got it. PQ up here. 3A plus 5 is 26. Now I figured out. I remember what we did on this one. So 3A would be 21 because I subtracted. Oh, I figured it out. A is 7. Because if FG corresponds to PQ, if FG is 26 and so is PQ, and if I know what A is, then I know that this side is, of course, 26. No big shock there, but A is 7, and 7 times minus 2 is 5. So what is the length of FH? Well, FH is actually the same value as PR, and I just found out that PR is 5. Got it. So PR, which is the same as FH, is 5. And hey, there we go. We're done with the second part of the review. Unit 2 down, quadratics to go. I'll see you back in class. Bye-bye.